So today's topic is correlation between time response and frequency response. So before going for frequency response analysis, we should know what is the relationship between time response and frequency response. So let us take a standard second order closed loop system with transfer function omega n square by s into s plus 2 zeta omega n. Omega n is the frequency and zeta is the damping ratio, rs is the input and cs is the output. So the transfer function of second order closed loop system, we represent it either by gs or ts. It is equal to cs by rs, and we can find out by using this formula gs by 1 plus gs hs. Here, as it is a unity feedback, hs is equal to 0. So while simplifying it, we can directly write it as numerator by numerator plus denominator. So omega n square divided by s into s plus 2 zeta omega n plus omega n square. So if we write it in j omega terms, so t j omega is equal to omega n square divided by, we put s is equal to j omega, so it is j omega whole square plus 2 zeta omega n j omega plus omega n square. We know that square of j is equal to minus 1, so we can write it as minus omega n square plus omega n square. We combine these omega terms plus j, it is a complex term, so j to 2 zeta omega n into omega. We can cross omega, we can cancel omega n square with omega n square of the denominator. So what we will so first of all we will take omega n common from the denominator. So taking omega n common, we can write here as it is omega n square. If we take it common out, so it will be equal to 1 minus omega by omega n whole square. It is omega by omega n whole square plus j 2 zeta. It will be equal to omega by omega n. So now we can cancel out both these omega n squares. So the transfer function t j omega is equal to 1 by 1 minus omega n by omega n whole square plus j 2 zeta omega n by omega by omega n. So if we put omega is equal to 0 here, so this term will be 0 and this term will be 0. So magnitude of tj omega will be equal to 1. But if we put omega is equal to infinity, then this denominator term will become infinity, will tend to infinity. So the magnitude of tj omega will be equal to 1 by infinity is equal to 0. So considering these two situations, if we plot the response between magnitude of tj omega and omega, we can find out at omega is equal to 0 we will get 1, and when omega tends to infinity, the magnitude also tends to infinity. So in this way we will get the response. So we will get a peak in this response. So the frequency at which the magnitude of this closed loop system becomes maximum, it is represented by omega r, and we call it as resonant frequency. So resonant frequency can be written as the value of omega at which we will get maximum value of tj omega, maximum magnitude of tj omega of closed loop system. It is called as resonant frequency and it is represented by omega r. Similarly, resonant peak, the maximum magnitude mr of the closed loop system, this maximum magnitude, it is represented by mr and it is called as resonant peak of the closed loop system. So we have to find out the relation of these parameters. Which parameters? Omega r and mr with respect to time domain. So how omega r and mr are related to omega n and zeta? Omega r and mr, these are the these are the frequency domain parameters, and omega n and zeta, these are the time domain parameters. So we have to find out that how these frequency domain parameters are related to time domain parameters. So to find omega r, we have to differentiate the magnitude of Tj omega with respect to omega and equate it to 0. Then only we will find out omega r. So after getting omega r, we can obtain mr also. So here the magnitude of Tj omega represented by m, we will write it as 1 by under root square of the real term plus square of the imaginary term. Fine. So we can see that the real term is 1 minus omega by omega n whole square, and the imaginary term is 2 zeta omega by omega n. Fine. So it is under root 1 minus omega by omega n square का whole square plus 4 zeta square omega n by omega by omega n का whole square. If let us assume that omega is equal to omega n is equal to mu, we assume that omega by omega n is equal to mu, and zeta is the damping ratio. So putting this value here in place of omega by omega n, we can write this magnitude is equal to 1 by under root 1 minus mu square का whole square plus 4 zeta square mu square. So mu is a function of omega. Mu is a function of omega. So if we want to differentiate m with respect to omega, we can differentiate it with respect to mu. So differentiating m with respect to mu and equating it is equal to 0, we can get omega r. So first of all, differentiating m with respect to mu, we can write it like this denominator term. If we take it at numerator place, we can write its power as minus 1 by 2. So for differentiating, first of all, we have to multiply the term with the power. So minus 1 by 2, and then we have to subtract 1 from the power. So minus 1 by 2 minus 1 we have to write. So we will get minus 3 by 2. So minus 3 by 2, it means it can be written as denominator term. So minus 1 by 2, here it is 1 minus mu square ka whole square plus 4 zeta square mu square raised to power 3 by 2. Because in numerator its power comes as minus 3 by 2. So we put it at denominator place with power 3 by 2. Fine. Then we will open the bracket and start differentiating the terms. Now the first term is 1 minus mu square whole square. So we will put the power square 2 here and then 1 minus mu square. Then we will differentiate 1, it will be equal to 0, and this mu minus mu square. So it will be minus, the power will come here, minus 2 mu. Then plus the second term, we will differentiate it with respect to mu. It will be 4 zeta square into 2 mu. Power will come ahead of it, 2 mu. And we will equate it equal to 0. So finally in consolidated form we can write it like this. And we can say that denominator will come to this side, multiplied with 0 becomes 0. So we can write that minus 4 mu into 1 minus mu square plus 8 mu zeta square can be equated to 0. Fine. So we can write it, if we take minus 4 mu common from both of the terms, we will get 1 minus mu square minus 2 zeta square. So we can finally write it as equal to 1 minus mu square minus 2 zeta square is equal to 0. So we can also write it as minus